All right, more bullshit from Patrick Jones. So please watch this interview of Patrick Jones on some dumbass, lame, fake MAGA podcast, and then please listen to my commentary afterwards so that I can explain it.
The other big thing for me, and it may be the biggest, is election integrity. We have now discovered the pattern of fraud that took place in that primary, both on Kevin's race and on Chris's race. But we forged ahead anyways, and he forged ahead and was able to beat his opponent fair and square, which looked like a fair competition in the fall. This cheating doesn't cheat. They don't cheat all the time. We believe it's state-sponsored. And I kind of passed on the June 2022 primary. We knew there was problems on that primary. And we certified the results of that from our ROV. But I tell you what, this March, if we detect that there's been cheating and outside influences on any of these races, I'm prepared to not certify those results. We've got to stop this cheating, and it needs to start now, and it needs to start in Shasta County. So for the Attorney General, the Secretary of State here in California, if you're listening, this is a warning. There's not going to be cheating in Shasta County anymore. We're not going to put up with it. We've had enough of it. We want the right, successful person to win. If they work hard, they deserve to win. If they outdo their opponent, they deserve to win no matter what side of the aisle you're on. And that's not what's been happening. And we just have to keep focus on that. And there's a lot of good people in Shasta County. The whole country is watching. And I think if we continue to put pressure, we will fix that issue. Some people simply do not think there's any cheating, and I wish I could be like that. I wish I could not think that there's any cheating and just go along as things are. The problem is once you uncover it, we oversee the elections department, so it's our duty to make sure that it gets fixed. And right now, that's not what I can comfortably say. And so we go into March 5th with quite a bit of nervousness, not because we don't think we can win and outdo our opponent, but because of cheating. And that, to me, is another thing that we have to definitely fix. So those were two issues. Those are big. Another issue that we are going to address that's very important to me, and I think it's very important for this nation and for our state and our county, is the protection of Second Amendment rights. And I'll have something on the very next agenda for January 23rd. And it surely will most likely make state and possibly national news, but we're going to extend as much protection for the Second Amendment as we can. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're not going to waste any time to get to it.
Awesome. Well,
okay, so where do I even fucking begin with this? This is Patrick Jones, the Shasta County Supervisor of District 4. He is the fucking mastermind behind all of the MAGA bullshit happening in Shasta County. But this specific interview, the things he says, he is laying the groundwork to say that there is fraud if they don't have the election outcomes that they want. Because we all know that these people only say that there's fraud when they lose. And he tries to fix that by saying that there was also fraud during Chris Kellstrom's and Kevin Cry's elections. He's even said that there was fraud during his own election. And they only started saying that shit once we started putting it out there that you can't just say there's fraud when you lose. And so that is their bullshit, slimy answer to that. He makes it very clear that he plans on defying the state. He plans on not certifying the election in Shasta County. He also states, this is a thing that is very, very untrue. He states that him and the Board of Supervisors have control and are tasked with overseeing the elections office. That is not true. Our county registrar of voters, Kathy Darling Allen, is an elected official. The elections office is not subject to the Board of Supervisors. And for him to tell people that is, guess what? Another bold-faced fucking lie from these people. No, even if Patrick Jones decides not to certify the results of the election, that does not mean that the results of the election will not be certified. Kathy Darling Allen can just contact the state herself and go around the Board of Supervisors. Because again, these fucking 3 douchebags do not dictate how everyone else in this county voted. Honestly, everything that I keep seeing from them around here locally has just been the most desperate fucking bullshit I've ever seen. He is so desperate right now. He is so desperate that he is straight up fucking bold-faced lying to everyone in the community. His entire basis of election fraud, this stupid Douglas Frank dickbag, Lex Rex, Alex Haberbush, all these fucking experts base this shit off the Mesa pattern of fraud. Google the Mesa pattern of fraud right now, because the district attorney in Mesa County, Arizona has already debunked this bullshit pattern of fraud. Patrick knows this. Dr. Laura Hobbs knows this. The stupid fucking chick that's interviewing him knows this. But they're saying it anyways because they are so desperate and they don't have anything else to fucking say. And they are absolutely desperately hoping that enough people won't do their research and will simply believe them. I'm not gonna lie, watching Patrick Jones be this fucking pathetic and desperate just brings joy to my soul. It emboldens me and makes me actually see that we are in fact kicking their ass, and they are terrified of losing. And then you'll notice that just out of the fucking blue, he decides to bring up the Second Amendment again. Like that was the next thing on his list. How many more things is Patrick Jones gonna do to prove that all he wants to do is make sure people are buying guns and bullets from his business? This is just another thing, passing the initial bullshit to a resolution, passing the gun range, removing impact fees for him to build that gun range, allowing people to carry concealed weapons in the board chambers. It is all just marketing for Patrick Jones' gun shop. God, how much more do I have to explain this to people? He is a fucking charlatan, and he knows he's probably gonna fucking lose, and he's doing everything he can to get people riled up to help him hopefully not lose, but just in case he does, he's gonna make damn sure that they know where to go buy their guns. And also, to go buy their guns for what? I think Patrick Jones has gotten to the point of such desperation that he is now publicly making threats to the opposition, because that's part of what that is. The main thing is him selling guns, but the other part of it is what all of his customers are going to be buying those guns and bullets for. They're not buying them to go patrol the streets of Reading and keep anybody safe. No, they're not buying guns and wanting to bring guns into the board chambers to make sure that there's no one doing crimes in the board chambers so they can keep the peace. No, it's an intimidation tactic. My God, and it's a very subtle one. It really is. Patrick Jones is not an idiot. I will tell you that much right now. And if anything, that makes what he's trying to do even more terrifying. And I hate saying this, it's the same way that Trump is not an idiot. These are intelligent people. The problem with them is that their ideologies and the basis of their ideologies are completely fucked. So, anyways, I really hope Patrick Jones gets his fucking wish and that his little threat to the Attorney General in the state of California actually garners a response from them in the way that them trying to remove the voting machines garnered a response, and that the governor signed a bill called AB 969 to disallow hand-counted ballots in counties of over 1,000 registered voters. So, it is grandstanding at its absolute finest. And honestly, Patrick Jones, I wish I had an Oscar for you, buddy.